I am determined to see. We are continuing lesson 20 from the workbook of A Course in Miracles. If you missed the previous reading, all of the readings are on the playlists on YouTube's under A Course in Miracles playlists. I just had a very cold shake, so my tongue is like frozen. Apologies. Anyways, let's continue. So we started off part one of lesson 20, reading together. And the book that I'm reading from is A Journey Through a Workbook of A Course in Miracles by Kenneth Wapnick. All of the information on how to purchase these books and all of his amazing teachings are in the description box below all of my Course in Miracles videos. He is the best teacher to ever exist, in my opinion. All right. So if you are a student of A Course in Miracles or you are just interested, my heart goes out to you. If you know, you know. This is not for the faint of heart. It is definitely not cushy, fluffy stuff, which I don't know if anybody thinks it is, but they don't know what's up if they do. A Course in Miracles is a psychological mind training to help us shift from the perception of the ego, of fear, to a perception of love. And particularly this lesson, I actually was looking up some notes about it. So, this lesson, lesson 20, is entitled, I am determined to see. I'm determined to see. And he ain't talking about these peepers with our physical eyeballs. He's not talking, well, Jesus is not talking about seeing with our body's eyes. He's talking about vision, okay, true vision, an inner Holy Spirit guided perception, sometimes called Christ vision. And the essence of this lesson is he's not talking about physical sight because our bodies see forms and differences, right? These eyeballs. This is our physical sense, the five senses: see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Our eyeballs only see what is out here, the forms and the differences. We really see with our mind, by the way. We don't see with our eyeballs. Our mind tells our eyeballs what to see. And in our mind, we think we're separate. We think we're separate bodies. Everything's different from us. So in this lesson of A Course in Miracles is not talking about physical sight, because bodies see forms and differences, and vision, true vision, how we truly want to see, recognizes the shared light in everyone and everything, the oneness. We see beyond the physical borders of everything being different in this 3D world, and we have true vision. We see beyond that. We see the light. We see what's true behind it all and the oneness. And so we are attempting to start shifting how we think about it, a choice for true perception. Seeing is the decision to let the Holy Spirit reinterpret what the ego shows you. It's choosing meaning over appearances. So beyond all appearances, like any ding dong can see what's going on out here. But do we have the stamina to see beyond what's really going on? For example, if somebody is being a right jerk to you in the grocery store, cuts you off, whatever, just somebody in public is just being, oh, here's an example. I think I shared it on one of the other readings of there was this like quiet area in the gym where somebody was speaking on speakerphone really loud. And to the obvious, it's like this person is being an inconsiderate jerk, selfish, doesn't give a crap at all of the ruckus he's causing. Anybody can see that, and we would be right. But it makes us upset, and it makes us reinforce this narrative that people are just so inconsiderate and rude and jerks. And like, that doesn't feel good. We don't want that. What do we want? We want everyone to be peaceful and nice. And so seeing is a decision to have the Holy Spirit reinterpret this loud guy in this relaxation area. And we choose the meaning behind it over appearances. This experience, and this is not easy, this experience is showing me the parts of me that are inconsiderate. Because according to A Course, everything is just a projection of my unconscious mind. Everything is a projection. This is an illusion, which is wild. I get it. I don't even understand it fully, but I know it's right. This is just what I know. And even like, what is it, like quantum physicists and all of these, as they continue to study energy and the cells and the molecules and the empty space and yada, 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 this is, people call it a simulation, a dream. The Course calls it a dream, an illusion. This is all coming from our mind. It's like a dream. It really is, like the dreams at night, how you think they're so real. This is just a bigger scaled version. But anyways, back to the example of, am I willing to see this guy at the gym differently? Am I willing to see this loud, obnoxious, inconsiderate, selfish person differently? Because when I feel all that way about him, that doesn't feel good. When you're upset and irritated with someone, that does not feel good. I'm the one that suffers. My subconscious mind does not actually know that I'm pissed at someone else. I just feel the pissed, and it's towards myself. So how can I reinterpret it? What is the meaning of this? What's going on with this person? I can try my best to see it differently and understand. So seeing it differently through Christ. How would Jesus look at it, right? Forgiveness is the means. Grievances block vision. Okay, so forgiveness allows us to see clearly, to see truly. Forgiveness allows us to see. When we hold grievances, it blocks our true vision, our true conscious. Like, how would we know how we would look at it? It takes no energy, attention, or focus to make a snap judgment of somebody. And again, we would be right. People would agree with us and get upset and be mad and talk crap and feel good about it, right? And no judgment. We all do that. I do that. However, if I want to hold myself accountable, how can I see it through a higher perspective, Christ's vision? Through forgiveness. Because when I hold a grievance, it blocks my true vision. When we release a grievance, we remove a veil and see the innocence that was always there. All right, let's jump into it. I have other notes, but I will never get to this. And we will just have to make a part 3 and 4 and 5, but I don't want to do that. All right, we left off. We don't have that much left. So part 2 of lesson 20, I am determined to see. What you want is yours. What you want is yours. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for an indication that our goal is of little worth. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? And can the world be saved if you are not? Yeah, can the world be saved if you aren't? God has one Son, and He is the resurrection and the life. His will is done. His will is done because all power is given Him in heaven and on earth. In your determination to see is vision given you. The language in these passages is clearly biblical, New Testament terms and descriptions of Jesus. He is God's Son, the resurrection and the life, and all power is given him in heaven and on earth. But Jesus is telling us here, yes, this is true of me, but it is also true of you. Moreover, the world cannot be saved if you are not. It is obvious by now that this world is not external, for Jesus' focus is always on the internal, what we think. Again, we need to be motivated to think differently and thus to see differently. Isn't it Wayne Dyer that says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change? When we change the way we think about something, the thing that we're thinking about changes. Am I willing to shift my perception from one of anger, grievances, grudges, pain, sadness? Am I willing to see it the way Christ would see it? And again, the language in the Course is like traditional Christian language, and Ken even points out that it's like, sounds pretty biblical, but it is not a religion. It doesn't have any it's not dogmatic or a doctrine or anything. So yeah, we cannot be saved. The world cannot be saved if you aren't. The world can't be saved if I'm not. And he says that Jesus' focus is always on the internal, on the way we think of things, because this is just a reflection of how we think, period. And I was just thinking today, people, especially these days, I think it's always been like this, but we just are more exposed to it because of social media. But like, we're craving peace. We're craving just people to calm down and be more at peace. But even as I say that, the only thing I can do is be at peace myself. When I am at peace, when I am happy, when I am focused on forgiving and seeing differently and, asking Jesus or the Holy Spirit for help, when I am at peace, the world seems more peaceful. Is that a coincidence? No, it's not. But when I'm upset, when I'm holding on to grievances and grudges righteously, I'm not happy. I'm not at peace. And then everything else seems to be a little effed, right? It's like, as within, so without. Whatever we got going on in here shows up out here, and we can't blame anybody else for it, truly. And that's hard. Well, I'm not the one that's causing all the ruckus and murdering people and killing people. I mean, those are extreme examples, but like, it's true even in that. But we all think that way. We all do. We all judge, even if you don't post about it or talk about it. And maybe you've done a really good job, I sure did, by pushing that down, suppressing it and acting like, oh, no, I'm not judgmental. I'm not biased. I'm not. Yes, we are. We all are. We all are. And the more we can just admit to ourselves that we have a lot of anger within us, a lot of irritation, a lot of judgment, a lot of darkness, a lot of hate, if I didn't say that already, towards ourselves or others, we can't release it. We can't surrender it until we realize and embrace, not romanticize, not even embrace, but just acknowledge our darkness. We cannot shine the light on it, right? It's like if you have an infestation of bugs and you're unwilling to look at the source of it, how are you going to like get rid of it? You know what I mean? I mean, it's such a silly example, but it's true. It really is simple and it ain't easy. So again, Jesus's focus is always on the internal, what we think. Again, we need to be motivated to think differently and thus see differently. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourself throughout the day that you want to see, not you want to see, but you want to see differently within. And then you'll see differently without. Once you shift the way you see in here, this will change. It's the content, not the form. Nothing out here might seemingly change. People will still be ding dongs, but you will see it all and experience it differently. That's the thing. That is the miracle. The miracle is within. The miracle is not out here. It can show up out here maybe, but that's not the goal. It's not about magic and mystical things, although that's another topic. But like the miracle is the shift in our mindset from fear to love. And remember, fear is an umbrella and it has many, many things underneath it. And so does love. So any fear at any brand of it is the way we are programmed to operate from. And to shift to a more loving view, no, to the view of love, period, is quite foreign and we resist it. Yeah, sure, it's easy to love the people that we like, but is it easy to love the people we hate? Right? No, it is not. So the exercises for today is reminding ourselves throughout the day that we truly want to see. Today's idea also tactically implies the recognition that you do not see now. I sure don't. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to change your present state for a better one and one you really want. Yeah. Because the way I'm seeing is causing me pain. If you are in pain about anything, it's the way you're seeing it. Even down to grief. I remember, thank God for this course. Let me tell you, like when I was grieving that someone, had passed away and I was in pain. And I just remember hearing like, I am in pain right now because I don't understand. I don't understand death. I don't understand where this person went. I don't understand what life means. What's the point? Like, I don't see truly. That's why I'm in pain because I don't see the whole picture. None of us do. If we did, we wouldn't be here. So we are not seeing right now, but I'm willing to see truly. If I truly understood what happens to the spirit once the body dies, and I really understood, I wouldn't be in pain. It's like having a little kid and they had to get babysat and like a parent leaves and the kid's like hysterical, like, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go. And like all the parents, like, or the babysitter or whoever is like, it's okay. Your parents are going to be back. Don't worry. But the kid doesn't understand that yet. So they like are freaking out. They're only suffering because they don't understand that the parents are leaving on date night and they will be back. It's all going to be okay. But even as adults, we all have those. We all freak out and cry and are in pain and fear because we don't see the whole picture of bigger aspects of this experience. This is how Jesus begins the process of changing our motivation from guilt to happiness. We do not want to see now because we believe vision will bring pain. Isn't that wild? We don't want to see. We don't want to have Christ's vision because we think it's going to be painful. Only when we learn that it brings happiness will we want to change from the ego's form of seeing to the Holy Spirit's form of seeing. That's true. It's like I remember, and I always laugh about it. It's like I did not like it was my will. May my will be done. God, that is very nice. May thy will be done, sure, but I don't trust you and I don't think you know what I want. And I just don't trust you. So may my will be done and you can keep yours. Thank you so much. I can take care of myself. And because I feared that if I gave in to God's will, or another example like Christ's vision, I would have to do things that I didn't want. I would have to be a nun and I couldn't wear makeup or date or do anything fun. And like it would be punishing. That's what the ego would tell me. But the more you learn, you realize like my way's not working. It's like sobriety. It's like getting sober. You can have great moments of being high and having fun and whoo, good times. And there's bad times too, hangovers and pain. And when you're just done with that cycle of the good and the bad, you're like, I'm not done with this shit. I'm getting sober, period. That's like A Course in Miracles, at least the way I see it. It's like I'm done with the winning in life and losing. I'm going to go above. I'm not going to play this ego game anymore. Am I still going to be normal? Do I still have preferences? Do I still have goals? Yes. And I love Ken always says that. Be normal. We don't have to give up anything in this illusion. We can't, to be honest. It's like that's ridiculous. But it's about transcending the thought system that keeps us bound here. So we do not want to see now because we believe vision will bring pain. Only when we learn that it brings only happiness will we truly want to change. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively at least twice an hour, attempting to do so every half hour. So every half hour repeating, I am determined to see. I am determined to see. And in the actual, the book, A Course in Miracles, highly recommend that blue version from the Foundation of Inner Peace, A Foundation of Inner Peace, I believe. I don't know where my book is over there, but there's an app too. My favorite app of choice right now. It's called ACIM Audio. ACIM Audio. Yeah. ACIM Audio. Let me see if I can show you. It's the top. It's that top one ACIM Audio. This is all my spiritual stuff. Anyways, yeah, I love that app. But you know what I use? It's this old school one. It's the top ACIM Remind. ACIM Remind, that top one right there. This has all of the lessons. It's like doing the workbook. I have 196 pulled up right now, but you can have it remind you and have like little dings go off, little reminders to remind yourself to repeat the phrase. And it has each workbook lesson for you to, fully go through it. That's helpful for me. So those are my two favorite ACIM apps. All right, so yeah, repeat it every half hour if you can. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. Jesus is slowly and gently introducing us to the all-important concept of sin versus error. To forget today's idea is not a sin, but merely an error or mistake that we wish to correct so that we shall feel better. So this is all in our best, in our highest, for our highest good. It's all in our favor, but we resist it because we're afraid. Because it's so foreign to the way we think right now. It is Jesus' gentle teaching that undoes the ego's harshness and provides us with a model of kindness for all our interactions. And finally, the extra repetitions should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. So if someone cuts you off on the freeway, just repeat, I am determined to see. I am determined to see. Because we already know what your eyeball showed you, this jerk cutting you off on the freeway. But if you really want true peace, just be willing to see it differently. And it doesn't mean still be normal. I think I shared, was it last, I don't know if it was this book or another book I read, but like, I think it was in part 1 of this. But anyways, I'm still going to be normal and call the police if this person seems like a drunk ding dong that's endangering people. But in my mind, I'm going to see it differently. I'm still going to be normal out here, you know? So the extra repetitions of this should be used, especially in situations that upset you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. That's the truth. What you desire, you will see. What you desire, you see. If you desire to confirm to yourself that people are jerks, that's what you're going to see. But if you are determined and you desire to see peace and love, you will see it. It's like whatever you focus on, but you have to make a decision. Stop messing around with yourself, especially if you're in pain. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. If we see separation, vengeance, betrayal, or suffering, it is because we want to see them. And at first you might say, no, Carla, don't be stupid. I don't want to see that. You wouldn't if that's not what you truly wanted. And this is work on the subconscious level. This is not consciously. Of course, when I want peace, I want love. Do you really? Because really be honest with yourself. How you think of other people, how you judge other people. And it's okay. It's not to like blame, shame, or condemn ourselves. We all have this if you're really willing to admit it to yourself. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. It's like the sooner you can admit the darkness within you, it's like you're free. The truth will set you free. There's no point in pushing it down. It's like have an intervention with yourself. Like if you know you have a problem, give it up. Surrender. Again, it's like sobriety. It's like, you know, when somebody doesn't think they have a problem, like they are the most dangerous addicts. They double down. And then they see everybody as their enemy trying to tell them they have an addiction, and they just it gets more vicious and ornery. Whew, it is like it's an addiction to a certain, it's an addiction to separation, vengeance, betrayal, and suffering. We're addicted unconsciously. So don't beat yourself up. Just say, yeah, I'm human and I'm a hateful person. Yeah. And you're also a loving person too, by the way. You're also very loving. And that's your truth. That is the truth about you. It's about cleansing these veils, these protectors that we put on us, this lie of the ego, because we think we need to protect ourselves because we feel threatened, yada, yada. All right. So if we see separation, vengeance, betrayal, or suffering, it's because we want to see them. This desire is the cause, and what we see is the effect. Jesus is trying to convince us that we really want to see differently. We obviously are not as yet convinced. That's the truth. All right, y'all, that was lesson 20 of A Course in Miracles workbook. And I was reading again from Kevin Wapnick's book, A Journey Through the Workbook of A Course in Miracles, from a foundation of A Course in Miracles. All of the information, again, is below in my description boxes, all of the playlists of this and many other books. But if you are interested in A Course in Miracles, I'm with you. I'm right here with you, because it can be very confronting and very I mean, it's just challenging. It's it's a reprogramming, and that is not comfortable. And a lot of people experience this when you like go in to start cleansing or healing. It's like shit gets worse before it gets better. Like, you know what I feel? The more I do this, the more I'm aware of the hate in myself. And I'm free about it. Not that I indulge it or romanticize it. I approach it with humor because it's an illusion. It's not real. It's not who I really am. And I used to think it was. That's the difference. I'm such a terrible person. Oh my God. No, I'm not. That's not who I am. That is not who I am. I'm watching this ego self trying to compete and um, judge and criticize and compare, and that's not who I am. That takes effort. I'm tired. She tired. So this is fantastic. Again, thank you for following along. I hope you're here with me on this journey. If you have any questions or comments or just takeaways, put it in the chat, put it in the comment section. I'm happy to be here with y'all. We will continue lesson 21 next reading. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and we will see you next time.